Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show, South Florida's premier resource for everything local fishing. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast and the moon phase and the tide charts. Like I said, everything you need to know to help keep you in the bite. Before we get into this stuff, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing family. All right, folks, so let's get into this. There's not much of a fishing report going on this week due to the weather. The weather was, not very agreeable, as it hasn't been for quite a few weeks now, and this past weekend, it wasn't any better. So we're going to adjust the camera just a tad. There we go. And we're going to get right into this. We'll take a look at it. We got a cold front coming through Friday. We will get into what's going to happen. We will have a couple of days where the wind dies down, whether or not the ocean agrees with it as the front pushes through and pushes all that water. We'll take a look at it and see. First, folks, closures and openings and modifications by FWC. Let's get right into this. Okay, first we got a closure for lane snapper and the Gulf side. Let's pull up FWC. Our buddies, they got everybody, and there's going to be one that everybody isn't really going to really care for. But regardless, let's go over this. So FWC closes recreational lane snapper harvest in Gulf state waters. Harvest will remain closed through December 31st and will reopen January 1st, 2025. So it's a couple weeks. It's not much. Why they did it, I don't know. It says quota overages. Okay, so there you have it. Lane snapper. So if you're in state waters, and you're catching those little 8-inch lane snappers, you can't keep them. Not for another, 3 weeks. Hey, Pedro, how you doing? Yeah, you like that thumbnail, right? She's showing you how to do it. Okay, what else do we got? So that's closure. Here's the one that nobody's gonna like. This has to do with Atlantic black and gag grouper. I'm hearing a weird noise. Sorry, distracted. If I hear it again, I'm gonna figure it out. All right, Atlantic and black grouper. They are lowering the amount you're allowed to keep. You're allowed to keep a combination of 2 now. It was 3, but it also included blue line tilefish. Now it's down to 2. So you can get 1 gag, you can get 1 black, you can get 2 gags, you can get 2 blacks. And of course, those fish also have their seasonal closures and everything going on. So, they're tightening the belt a little bit. And it just, they're going to cry, This also is Atlantic state waters and Monroe County. So they're going to cry, management, this and that, and conservation, yet, every recreational fisherman is going to go, yeah, but what about the commercial guys that go out there and pound away at them? So, yeah. So groupers go from 3 to 2 starting the first of the year. All right, there's that one. And the last, good news from the FWC is an opening of amberjack in the Gulf. And it's a very short season. Sorry. Let me open it up so we can go over it real quick. All right. So September 1st to October 31st approves greater, and we're already past that, but I guess each year. So I'm not sure what the season would typically be, but now you got this will go into effect April 1st. Of 2025. So this is for next year. It had nothing to do with this year. It is it's yeah, again, another, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure what the season was in the Gulf for amberjack anyway, but you got 2 months to do it, September and October, so go and get them. All right, there we go. That is that. All right, so let's take a look at some fishing, right? Like I said, not much going on. Yeah, let me find it here first. I got to before I get it, let me click on it and find. I got to figure out how to get to my groups. Facebook changed up a few things on me, and now it's tricky. There we go. Groups. Sorry for the delay. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Like I said, not much going on. The important thing is that Pedro and Anna got out and they got to get some sheepshead, as you will see right here. There she is. They made it out. Again, he only went fishing in the intracoastal, fished right around the inlet, and caught some stuff. So nice, very nice fish right there. And other than that, oh, we got a guy who's making Brandon, I like his middle name, Heath Bennett, made some jigs. All right, cool. Something a little bit to report on. Very nice. Let's see if anybody else put anything on there. Nope, it's all just stuff from last week. All right, so let's take a look-see at what happened on our Monday post. Gary, again, he couldn't really get out, so it looks like he's trolling up and down the same inlet that, oh no, this is Haulover. He's way down south. Trolling a bucktail jig up and down the inlet, and he got himself a nice Jack Crevalle. So again, these are all inshore fish, the sheepshead, Jack Crevalle. You know, man, you can take that thing home. He said he actually picked up a little bonita. That's interesting. If that was, maybe he was able to get out one day last week when it wasn't super rough. He obviously has great taste in fishing shirts. Here's Pedro's catch from today. Sheepshead, and we look like we got some yellow jack in there. So it looks like they were getting it done, definitely. So Pedro and Anna showing you how to do it. Again, that's the inshore bite, and that's what's going to happen for you folks. If you're out there trying to fish, you're going to be subject to fishing the IWC, fishing those inlets, and you know, having to modify the way you catch. So Pedro has, you know, a yes, yellow jack sashimi. Smart move. Pedro's got a very versatile repertoire when it comes to, hey, I'm going to fish for this. Hey, I'm going to do surf fishing. Hey, I'm going out on the boat. I'm going deep sea fishing. I'm trolling. I'm drifting. You know, many tricks of the trade, and you know, just more evidence that, you know, you got to be willing to work with your conditions if you want to get out and do some fishing. So again, congrats to Pedro that he was able to get out and put some meat on the table. Here, Captain Alex down south in Marathon, putting some customers on some mangrove snapper and some porgy. I'm not sure when he was able to get out and do this, but hey, they went out, they got out, and they got it done. Nice little reef haul right there. Captain Alex, again, Captain down in Marathon. So if you're ever down in the Middle Keys and you're looking to get out on a charter, I can put you in contact with him. And if it's not your cup of tea, he could probably, you know, put you in contact with someone you would be looking for to get it done for you. All right, so that is our fishing report. Before we go into the weather, we will. So if you're able to get out on the beach, right, what's going to be out there is the pompano running through, the Spanish mackerel, and the bluefish are starting to all head south for the winter. So if that's your surf fishing, right? Also inshore, obviously the Jack Crevalle, they're always around. Sheepshead are biting, so proves Pedro. A little bit offshore, the snapper bite, right? This is the time of year where you'll want to go and get your yellowtail snapper, if you can get out, of course. Also swimming around with those yellowtails are going to be cirro mackerel. Remember, Zero mackerel and yellowtail kind of swim together. The sharks have been, pretty brutal. So, just prepare. If the sharks show up, you're going to have to move off your deeper reef. The kingfish are biting. The wahoo. We got tomorrow's Friday's the first day of winter. So that wahoo bite is, it's still going to happen, but not, it's going to start to wane off until springtime comes. Okay. And then offshore, there's still scattered mahi and small football-sized blackfin tuna and skipjack swimming around. So there's still a few of these good fish. The false albacore are starting to turn into little bullets, which are the baits, which are going to be your sailfish baits, unless you want to go spend $100 on a dozen dollar lots. All right, so that's what we got for fishing. So let's start talking about our weather. It's going to be short and sweet tonight because there ain't much going on. Like I said, there is a front coming through Friday. So we'll see. So what's going to happen with our wind? Right now, our wind is nasty. Tomorrow morning, right? Let's look tomorrow morning. Whoa. All right. Tomorrow morning, we still got winds. If you look down here at the color coding chart, this green area is between 10 and 20 miles an hour, right? The lighter green is below 10 miles an hour. So the west coast, the wind is coming from the southeast and blowing over the land. So in your inland waters, on the west coast, you've got definitely some protection from the land. That's why it dies. And it's also blowing the waves away. So the further offshore you get, the more gnarly it gets. The closer inshore you get, Tampa Bay and all those areas looking good. Everglades National Park, the bay side of the Keys is all right, but the ocean side, obviously, they're taking a hit, just like the whole East Coast up. The close a little bit into Vero is letting down, but it's still gonna be bad out there. There's small craft warnings going on right now. So let's look tomorrow afternoon. The wind's going to keep blowing until Thursday. It's going to start to let up Wednesday night. And Thursday, it'll start to let up. And Friday, it'll start to let up too, as you're going to see. And then, those might be the doable days. So here is Thursday morning. Like I said, the wind's going to let up. It's going to be variable directions. Pardon me. Maybe not the ocean. Remember, the ocean doesn't settle down just because the wind dies down. So we'll look at that here in a minute and see what the forecast for the waves are. So Thursday afternoon. There's Thursday afternoon, right? Still looking at less than, in some areas, less than 5 miles an hour. Right around, under 10 miles an hour. So 5 to 10 miles an hour winds on the Tri-County area. As we get a little bit more north up into Vero, Port St. Lucie, all that Indiantown, it still picks up and it's coming from the north. Your west coast is, again, we're starting to get this north wind, which is going to be that front that pushes through. So let's look at Friday 8 a.m. We've got a west wind, so it should possibly start to create a swell and lay that wind down, right? Then Friday 5 p.m., here comes the front. Okay, so, and that's when we're looking at, winds in the upper teens. So Thursday into Friday, it looks like our wind's going to die down, and there might be a possibility that you can get out. Saturday, again, the wind is going to pick up and our air is going to dry out, obviously, because we've got a front passing through. So our chances of rain will go down as it comes through. And the wind, of course, is coming from the north, so it's going to mess the seas up for the weekend, into early next week also. So this is Saturday afternoon. Sunday morning, it's not too bad. We've got a weird little convection area going on right there where the wind's kind of funneling in between the Bahamas and us, going from the west though. So we'll see. Again, it might create a swell, might not. The conditions are to be seen. Sunday afternoon, here comes some wind from the north. Let me zoom out and see. Yep. So this will be that dry air pushing through, very breezy. Monday morning, still coming through. Monday afternoon, there it is. You know, these are winds, steady winds up above the 20s. So yeah, the weather going into early next week, again, not looking favorable. So like I said, you know, Thursday going into Friday, Tuesday morning, this wind system is passing Tuesday afternoon. Looks like it passes, but we still got winds straight from the east in the mid teens going into Wednesday. So maybe hopefully later in the week, next week, it'll start petering out. But for now, right now, our wind chances look favorable come Thursday. So let's look at the waves, see what's going to happen, right? So here we go. Here's a mass of water being pushed by that front. Don't forget that always happens, right? So let's zoom out a little bit and take a look at it. That's big seas. Anyway, so this is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, looking really light over, you know, on the West Coast. Nice stuff. Palm Beach County, as we head into Miami, it lets up a little bit, you know, 2 to 3, but Palm Beach County and north, you're looking at, you know, 3 to 4 foot seas, maybe some 5-footers in there. Waves coming directly from the east. Thursday morning, still, like I said, just because our wind dies down doesn't mean the ocean instantaneously settles down. So, you know, Fort Lauderdale area down, you're looking at, you know, 1 to 2, maybe some 3-footers, some chop in there though. And again, the wind will start blowing from the north. So you have to play it by ear as to what you want to do. If you want to make that call, head out Thursday afternoon. Let's look at Friday. So that's Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, the same conditions. It's, you know, Palm Beach County north. It's going to be very, you know, 4 to 5 foot seas out there with some 6-footers in there. As you head into Fort Lauderdale and down into Miami, Biscayne Bay, and, you know, it's looking nicer down there. Friday morning, here comes the wind. So again, Palm Beach County, a little bit south of Palm Beach County, is looking all right. Down into, you know, Miami and the Keys is looking good. You know, 1 to 2 foot seas down in the Keys and into Miami. As we go a little bit north for Fort Lauderdale, you know, 1 to 3. Palm Beach, you start hitting that 2 to 4, and north, again, unbearable. West Coast looking pretty. This is Friday morning. Friday afternoon, here comes the front. So, you know, if you're going to do your fishing Friday morning, Thursday afternoonish is what we're saying. Anything north of, you know, Palm Beach County is going to be tricky. You're going to have to, I don't see the waves, you know, the waves are going to be coming from the northeast. It could be a swell, especially if you get that wind blowing from the west, right? So you just, again, you got to get a visual on the waves. Use your beach cams, use your inlet cams, and make a great judgment call. You are out there Friday trolling. Yeah, like I said, Pedro, it's you know, go out there, troll them. Again, it's, you know, if you zoom in, you've got, this is like the 3 to 5 mile mark out here. So there could be a swell. I'm hoping for it, I'm rooting for everyone. All right, let's look at Saturday morning with our waves. Again, it's going to pick up. Again, here's the water being pushed by that front, right? So if we zoom down, all right, Saturday afternoon, not too bad. But again, are you a fishing charter? No, I am not. I don't have a captain's license. I live in Palm Coast, Florida, and I fish on a party boat, the Blue Heron. I think it's the best party boat. Yeah. They're, you know, party boats are great to go on. I used to fish on one all the time for many years. The Fish City Pride, Captain Dwight. Good stuff, man. You can learn a lot fishing on a headboat. You know, you really learn. if you've never been around other fishermen and stuff like that a lot, you learn stuff that you might have otherwise not known. You know, the key to success about using as little weight as you can, how to really yellowtail fish, how to fish for kingfish, how to flatline, and definitely how to fish in a current, fish the wind. They go out a lot of times. You end up with a backup drift where your current's going one way and your wind's going the other way. You learn how to fish under all sorts of different conditions. But to answer that question, no, I am not a charter captain. I periodically go out on other people's boats and show them how to use their equipment, read the water, and get them set up so that they can go and have some fun fishing themselves. But you know, it's that's few and far between. Anyway, this is Saturday afternoon. We're in the solid, 3 to 5 zone up and down the coast. In Upper Keys, Middle Keys, close inshore, you might be able to get out and do some of that snapper fishing, all that goodness. But where the fish lie, it's not too bad, but it's going to be a little sporty out there. Sunday morning, same stuff. 3 to 5. Our waves are coming from the north. So again, if we've got that west wind, this could be a swell. We shall see. Sunday afternoon, we got a bunch of big waves coming. Monday, here it comes. There it is. Look at that. That's a massive amount of water that's following that front. So it'll be here Monday, and that's, these are seas that are well over 8 feet, starting up in the Palm Beach County and down in the Keys, lower Keys. Everybody there looking at starting to get that 2 to 4, 3 to 5 stuff offshore. You're inland, you're real close in the West Coast. Not bad, but as you can see, it's starting to darken up too, which means they're going to have some chop down there. All right. Monday afternoon, the big waves have reached the Tri-County area, and everybody up and down the East Coast is starting to get it. Tuesday, 8 a.m. I've learned a lot from you about yellowtail fishing rods and slow fish. Yes. Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for checking out all the videos and watching. It's all about sharing and caring. Definitely, fishing. I'm not one of those guys that likes to try and hide secrets. You got some people that like the charter captains. They won't tell you nothing. You gotta hold a gun to their head to get anything. But yeah, Joseph, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Tuesday afternoon. The big waves have passed, and it looks like we will start to kind of peter out going into Wednesday. Let's get Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning looks like it might start to let up. So, hopefully later next week will be doable to get offshore. Pedro, good luck Friday. Get out there and get some fish. And again, it's just this is the time of year. Like I said, Friday is the first day of winter. So we're in this windy phase. The prevailing winds are taking place, right? It happens twice a year, once from fall to winter and once in the springtime, when March, when those winds start picking up and they shift from the southeast, and it's blowing all the time. So that's what we're looking at. Like I said, our rain, we'll take a look at it real quick. It's going to dry out. So tomorrow and Thursday, you'll be looking at, this is tomorrow morning. Again, some rain coming. We've got that front pushing through, but then as Friday, this is tomorrow afternoon. Friday, as that front pushes through, we will be getting drier air. So Thursday morning, again, here the chance of rain and stuff exists. It's been very cloudy. There's a ton of moisture in the air, in case you haven't noticed. Thursday afternoon, and then Friday, here comes the front, which will push all the dry air through. This is Friday morning. Here's Friday afternoon, and as you can see, the moisture is actually being pushed. That's the front pushing through. And then Saturday, again, dry air, but breezy, right? So it's going to make it. A lady has forbidden me to go fishing after this week, Christmas, and the kids at home. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to see what. I wish I could even get out one day, man. I can't even do what you do, Paige. Busy working all the time and doing this stuff. No. It's family. Saturday afternoon. Again, dry air following the front, right? Sunday morning, a little bit of moisture, not much. Sunday afternoon, again, the same thing. Yeah. Stop. Oh, man. All right. Monday morning, again, a little bit more moisture as the front has passed. But again, we've got that major water push coming through Monday morning. Monday evening, still some moisture in the air, probably chance of some showers, maybe some, the chance of like a short little quick Florida shower with a bunch of water being dumped on you, but not much. Hey, Chloe, how you doing? Chloe is joining the show. Hey. Seasick. Monday. So this is Monday afternoon. Tuesday morning, still some moisture hanging around. And again, that's probably going to be the trend as we head into winter, right? Tuesday afternoon seems to dry out. So that's what we're looking at. All right, so let's get rid of that and take a look at what Windfinder says, which is pretty much going to jive with them, with the bad news that the fan has kicked on and is not turning off. All right, so tomorrow, low teens, low double digits heading into tomorrow night. Waves from the southeast, waves from the east, wind from the southeast, but the big waves, 4 and 5 footers. So we shall see. Has Sheepshead made his appearance? No, I kicked him out of the house before I went live. He was already crying to go outside, and I haven't heard him screeching at the door to try and get back in yet. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Thursday, like I said, Thursday and Friday are your days. You just got to watch what's going on with your waves. So Thursday, we got variable winds heading into Friday. Low, less than 10 miles an hour, not very gusty at all. Same thing with Friday. Now, Friday, as you see the wind shift from the northeast to the northwest, that'll be your front pushing through, right? Then we've got, not much chance of rain except for Thursday night, as, the clouds and the moisture from the front start to head through. Waves 3 to 4 foot from the east. And then we start getting Friday, it looks like, even though your wind's going to pick up, it looks like, 2 to 3 foot from the northeast with a 10-second period. So you've got a swell forming on Friday, right? So Friday is going to be that day where you're going to want to, get out there and do it. Saturday and Sunday, we've got the wind ripping from the northeast and a little bit from the northwest. Mid-teens, lows down a little bit in the middle of the day. Saturday, not very much, not very gusty, dry air again. Waves coming from the northeast at an 8-second period. So it's not bad. 3 to 4 foot waves, not too much of a swell because of the 8-second period. But then again, for the bigger boats and stuff, totally not too unbearably undoable. And again, it will be cold out those days. We're going to have a temperature drop we're going to be in the 60s in the morning. Friday front pushes through. So Saturday and Sunday, you're looking at it being cold. So if you're going to head out on the boat, just prepare. Monday, the wind starts moving from the northeast to the east again, mid-teens. Tuesday into the upper, the 20s, with some gusts up into the mid and higher 20s. Waves coming from the northeast. Not really a swell, 5-footers, 6-footers, and getting more gnarly as the day goes on. So that's what we're looking at right from Windfinder. Take a real quick look at what NOAA says. Right now they're calling a small craft advisory, and that's just what it's going to be, because the waves are big, and it's part of it's getting in and out of the inlet safely. Wednesday 10 to 15, seas 3 to 4, 5 second period, 7-second period, not bad, but still not a swell by any means. Thursday 5 to 10 knots, southwest winds becoming north in the afternoon, seas around 2 feet. So like I said, Thursday and Friday are your days that you're going to want to look at if you've got the availability. 2-foot seas at 5 seconds, right? So a 2-foot sea at 5 seconds is still choppy. Bear that in mind. Even though it says the seas are 2 foot, you're going to be rocking and rolling a little bit out there. Friday, 10 to 15 starts to pick up, seas 2 to 4 foot north, and they're calling for a 5-second period. Saturday through Sunday, 3 to 5 foot, 6 foot, and they don't say anything about the wave period or the direction. So yeah, over the weekend it'll be rough. So Thursday into Friday, those are your days that are going to be doable. Let's take a look at our moon phase real quick. So it's interesting that we're heading away from the full moon. So if you're able to get out Thursday and Friday and get off that, get off that deeper ledge, going ahead and see if you can nab you a wahoo. That's going to be, great timing, especially if the water flow is on our side, which we'll check in a minute. So right now, we're waning. Waxing moons means we're heading towards the full moon. Waning moon, which is what we're at right now, means we're heading towards the dark side of the moon. So right now, today, 93%. Tomorrow, 87%. Thursday, 79%. So Thursday and Friday, 71%. Good moon to go wahoo fishing, right? Bad moon to be fishing for bait fish at night. Bait fish don't like real bright moon because they get eaten. Everything can see them. They don't got to chase them down by, hearing and tasting and going off fish scents. All right. Friday, 62%. Saturday, 52%. Sunday, 43%. Monday, starting to get dark. So by the end of next week, we will be at a new moon. And that's when your bait fishing will be good. And I tend to prefer pelagic fishing under the cover of darkness too. I think, there's certain fish like wahoo and king mackerel that bite better on towards the full moon. The other fish like your snappers and your pelagics, I tend to think they feed better, not necessarily when the moon's completely gone, but when you've got less light in the sky. All right, so that's our moon phase. Let's look at our tide charts and see if they're going to be on your side for this coming Thursday, which it is. We always remember, guys, we always want the outgoing tide. That's what we're looking at. So it's not. So trolling, jetty fishing, anything in the morning time is not what you're going to want to do. You want the tide to be falling, which means the tide's going out. Fishing outside of any inlet, when the tide is coming in, you're going to catch nothing. The phenomenon is that when the tide pushes out all the sediment, the phytoplankton, little microorganisms, everything. Hold on. Didn't know that king bite good. Yeah, Pedro, I think from my understanding, the mackerel bite, any mackerel bite is good as you approach that full moon. I mean, kingfish are dumb compared to wahoo, right? The kingfish are a very, ferocious, abundant reef predator. They're not elusive like wahoo, where you got to go and hunt them down and you got to know what you're doing and you got to be dialed into that fishery. And for most people, a wahoo is an incidental catch where they just so happen to run into them. But, what I gather over the years is it just seems to be that for some reason the mackerel bite in general turns on as we approach the moon. So I wish I knew what it was, but with other fish like mahi and tuna and stuff, that bite tends to doesn't turn off as you get towards that full moon, but it lessens because those fish are eating at night. So just something to keep in mind. And then again, fish are fish. So, one moon phase, it's spot on, and the fish are acting the way that people's knowledge tends to be right, and they understand the fishery. And the next thing you know, the next moon phase, it's totally backwards and upside down, and the fish aren't doing what everybody thinks they should be doing. So, that's why it's called fishing, not catching, right? Anyway, so yes, don't go fishing outside the jetties. You people too that are land-based fishermen, don't go fishing an inlet when you've got an outgoing tide. You're gonna catch nothing. You got to fish don't fish the incoming tide. I'm sorry, correct myself. Don't fish the incoming tide. You will catch nothing. You need to fish an outgoing tide. The same thing if you're trolling out in front of it, jigging, drifting, fishing for mutton snapper, doing whatever. The tide coming in does not bring in the predators. Okay? So Thursday, Friday into Saturday, again, we've got the incoming tide all week. So next week, hopefully if the weather turns around, that will be good. Now the good thing is Thursday and Friday you'll be in the middle of a water flow cycle, which is good for wahoo fishing. It's just not good right out in front of those inlets because the water's going the wrong way. But your tides, you'll be in the middle to about a third of the way through as day breaks. So there will be a water flow and there should be some current, and that should make them eat pretty much better. So that's it for our weather, and that's it for the non-existent fishing report. So now, before we sign off, guys, I just want to invite you, if you are on Facebook, join the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. This is the Facebook page. This is what it looks like. It actually looks, let's see if I can stop. The cover of it looks somewhat like, look at Pedro. The cover of the Facebook group looks like this, minus the date. Go ask to join. It is a private group. It is not public. I don't want 1.5 million bots. I don't care about having 630,000 members. It does no good. You got to ask to join. You got to answer a couple of questions. Do you follow the rules? And what's your favorite fish to catch? So, yep. Yeah, we spend a lifetime trying to understand them, and they have a brain aside to tell me about it. Anyway, yes, join the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Group. Post your pics. Talk about it a little bit if you want to. This group is what drives this live stream and makes it so that we can have a report and talk some sense and make sense of what's going on up and down the coast, and try and get some information out there for people so that they can click on it and watch and go, oh, okay, cool. Hey, that's what's happening right now. Maybe I should change my game plan and figure it out. Also, the same thing with the weather report. All right, so that is that. Join the Facebook group, guys. And one last thing before we get out of here, if you are in the market for some fishing gear like Gary, go on ahead and check out WindRider, our sponsor. They've got these UPF 50 shirts. with the South Florida Saltwater Fishing logo on there. Go ahead, check them out. They got ones with hoods, with built-in gaiters. They got the nice little logo on them. You can have the logo put on the front, the back. They got this one is the American flag one. Very nice. Again, like I said, check it out if you're in the market for it. It's a UPF 50 shirt, which means you don't need sunscreen, right? Great thing. I don't like wearing sunscreen when I go out. So, again, if you're looking for it, go on ahead and check it out. They dry real quick. They keep you cool in the summer. They keep you warm in the winter. So just something to think about if you're looking for a fishing shirt. So that's that. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. I wish I had better news about the weather, but hey, Thursday, Friday-ish, if you can get out there, go on ahead, get out there and do it. Get her done. Till then, see you next Tuesday, South Florida Saltwater Fishing. Going wherever the cool wind takes us.